Hello guys, welcome to my channel and welcome for today's special episode. So as part of this episode, what we are going to talk about? Today we are going to talk about AWS Cloud Clubs. What is AWS Cloud Club? AWS Cloud Club is actually a student-led user groups for for the for students who are 18 plus, and this specific program is opening in 10 regions worldwide. So if you want to be a part of this Cloud Club captain, you should vouch for this special opportunity which is being brought by AWS. So there are a lot of things that you guys as a students would like to know, that what exactly this Cloud Club is, how it is going to impact your life, how it is going to help you, what is Cloud Club Captain. So to help you understand all this, what I'm going to do is I have actually requested one person. He is Mustafa Safi, and Mustafa Safi is academic developer advocate at Amazon Web Services itself. So he will give you a brief insight about what exactly this program is, how it works, and you have the entire forum to ask questions to him in regards to this specific uh, program if you have any. So the chat options is open for you guys. So let me go ahead and bring in Mustafa, who would be helping you uh, to drive through this AWS Cloud Clubs program. Okay. So hi Mustafa.
Hello, hi Dheeraj. Thank you for having me here and good morning. So, hello everyone. I am Mustafa and I work at AWS as a student developer advocate in the Academic Advocacy Team. I have come here to talk about AWS Cloud Clubs that we have launched on 6th February. AWS Cloud Clubs is a completely student driven and student focused program. I'll be starting to share my screen and talk more about it. So, that was about me. I'm Mustafa, and this is my team. My team consists of 5 people. Jen Looper, she's the head of academic advocacy. We have Tracy Wang, who manages the community AWS Cloud Clubs, the community manager. We have Nayang Won, she is the program manager. She handles all the intricacies of the program. I and Stephen Howell, we both are the student advocate. I am from India, and Stephen is from Ireland. So that's my team. Now, the whole team and the whole goal of our team is focused on 3 pillars. One is content, community, and events. Although everybody knows what content, community, and events is, I'll still go through it. Content is we want to focus on high bar content, which is student focused. Whenever you watch videos or watch tutorials, workshops, you see that these content is curated for the audience that is developer audience. But what we want to focus is on content which is for student audience. And also we want to build community, a community that is student focused. Normally all the communities wherever we see is for experienced people, and when students attend those events and they might feel left out because there are not a lot of students over there. That's what we are trying to create, a student community. And these student communities will host events for the student community, and that is what our pillars stand on. So yes, what are cloud clubs? They are student-led, student-driven user groups. Just like there are AWS UGs, we have student UGs and we call them AWS Cloud Clubs. So who can lead a cloud club? So to start a cloud club, it is mandatory that a captain has to be present. So first, you have to become a captain. Once you become a captain in your campus, you can lead a cloud club. There are certain requirements to become a captain. First, you have to be enrolled in a college or a university, or you should be learning on your own through a community college or an open college as we have in India, open universities. So you have to be enrolled in these universities, or show exhibit that you are a learning person and you are going to teach others as well. Your age has to be between 18 years and 28 years. For anyone that is below 18 years, we have other programs like Future Engineer program at AWS. And anyone who is about 28, I would encourage you to go ahead and apply for the Community Builder program. Next, if you are interested in creating peer-to-peer learning experiences. What is peer-to-peer learning experiences? You are a student. Let's say you are a student of fourth year, and then you want to impart your knowledge to your juniors, first, second, third years, or your peers who are of fourth year, and on a specific technology. That is what peer-to-peer learning is. And if you are interested in teaching your peers, this is what the student community is for you. If you are curious about scaling up in AWS technologies, if you are curious that you have a final year project and you want to put it on the cloud, but you don't have the resources to learn and apply whatever you have learned, then this is what we are offering to you. And as a student, you always look for perks and benefits. But what perks we are offering is career related perks. I'll cover more about that in the future, in the future upcoming slides. Then we also help you in career building perspectives. We also help you network with people who are from the industry. This is the way of a cloud club. So once you register a club, so we are assuming that you have become a captain. Once you become a captain, you register your cloud club with us, and then we grant you AWS credits. Then you host your first event and you get your first swag box. And after that, all the perks that we provide to the captain are solely focused on your career development. The first part is the resume reviews. The resume reviews is very important for a student. For example, I got my first job at Microsoft when I had a very good resume. I had a mentor who provided me guidance to make my resume. Before that, my resume was a complete service. So that's what resume reviews is important for a student. The better your resume is, the better perspective you have at a job. We offer career coaching. Once you are in a college, you study a plethora of subjects, but you can't decide which subject is what you want to make your future in. So you are always confused about that. We can help you in that. We can help you explore these career options. That if you learn X, you can become Y. And how to, and if for example you don't know what to study, but you want to become Y, we can help you understand what you have to study. So that is career coaching. We also provide you an awesome platform that is AWS Skill Builder. And the best part about Skill Builder is that you get unlimited access to Cloud Quest. That is very interesting. It's a gamification of learning modules. So that is Skill Builder. We provide you credits so that you can do unlimited learning on Skill Builder. If you have a chance, go ahead and search for Skill Builder. There are a lot of free courses on Skill Builder that you can still learn without any subscription. That's why that happens when you conduct your fourth event. And the final stage, that you have to train the next captain. And once you train the next captain, we get you an AWS certification voucher. With this voucher, you can be certified. Now, there is a lot of controversies on the fact that is certification really useful? Well, about that, I have my opinion that certification is useful if you have experience. And we believe that when you host your first, second, third, and fourth event on AWS, you have studied about AWS and only then you were capable enough to host an event. And when you have the knowledge, you applied that knowledge in your events, and now you can verify that knowledge by giving a certification exam. So we offer you that certification voucher so that you can get the certification. And the last part is that you transfer the club to the next captain, and then you get a certificate of completion. So
So
we,
Mustafa, sorry to disturb you. If you can go to the previous slide, I have few questions for you. So, what I can understand from here, Mustafa, is this is like a step-by-step program. So, for
yes,
example,
milestone.
once we register for the Cloud Club, we get AWS credits. So, what are these credits? How much is the credits? Is there any clarification in regards to that?
Yes, so the credits are a lot of credits, but I cannot say the number right now because only captains can know that number. So I'm sorry, I'm
Okay.
unable to tell it here. But yes, you will get the credits as well as the way you conduct your host your events. Your audience will also get the credits, not just you, even the audience that will be attending your events. So AWS credits, that there's we are giving a lot of credits for this.
So, my question, Mustafa, to this would be specifically AWS credits. If you can elaborate that,
Okay.
what do we mean by AWS credits? Is it Amazon Web Services
Yes.
credit? Is it some other credit? Is it
Yes.
Amazon credit?
Sure.
So people might get confused over here.
Yes,
That's why.
yes. So, for example, I will explain it with an example so it's better to understand. Let's say you have a project you have deployed a website. Okay. Now, actually, you have a lot of options to host a website, but let's say your website is a dynamic website and you have a lot of options and cart and everything, and you have also added some machine learning components in your website, but that is just on your local PC. Now, what you want is to take your whole project, your machine learning modules, your website, and everything, including your apps, and you want to put it online on the internet. Once you want to put something on the internet, it has to be on the cloud. You can host it from your computer, but your computer cannot handle all the load. So that's why you need cloud computing. Now, AWS, Amazon Web Services, is a cloud computing platform. You take your project, you host it on AWS. Once it is on AWS, it is online everywhere. You can control how much payload you want to handle, which all regions you want it accessible to. Now, to do that, you require credits. These credits, you have to pay for it. But as a student, as a captain, we will provide you these credits so that you can do your experimentation, your learning, host your projects, showcase your projects, attend events or host events, everything. For anything doing on the cloud, a lot of services are free. But when you upscale your project, upscale your product, you need credits to make it work. So that is what AWS credits are. AWS is Amazon Web Services, where it is a cloud platform, and to use that cloud platform, you need some credits, and you use these credits to host your project. That's it.
Thank you. That answers my question. So my next question would be: see, over here we have written host first event, second event, third event. What kind of events are we looking for? So is it
Yes,
a physical event? Is it a virtual event? If it is a physical event where a student is expected to host that event, and if he wants to host, how he will collaborate with AWS team who might help him, because
yes,
for a student for the first event it would be very difficult for him to
yes,
understand how to organize and host an event. So from
right.
that perspective, we can if we can give some clarity.
Yes, as academic advocacy team, we have access to a lot of user groups and community builders and heroes in AWS, in the AWS community. So when a student is hosting an event, we will be providing you resources to host that event. It includes the content that you want to host. Again, if you want to host your own content, we don't mind that. If you want to do it by yourself, we are happy to help you on that. But if you are not sure what you want to host on, we will provide you the content, and that is something that I'll cover in the coming slides, that what will be the content. And with that content, you can host your workshops, your seminars, your challenges, and we are also introducing something called camps, so that camps also you can host. And if you think that this is your first event, how will you manage it? We will try to connect you with people like Dheeraj. If let's say you are in Pune, you are hosting an event in a college, and you want someone experienced to be at your event, so that they can help you, guide you if something goes wrong, or if you don't understand something on the portal. Then people like Dheeraj is a community builder. He can help you understand what is what. So we will try to connect you with people like Dheeraj and AWS heroes and community builders. And there is also an AWS UG in Pune. So they can also help you host the event. So that is what how we can help you do the networking part. Apart from that, we can also get you SMEs from AWS. For example, let's say Mustafa is a captain. He's hosting his first event in Mumbai, and he's hosting it on AWS Amplify. But he has studied Amplify only up to a certain extent, but he is not sure that if the student asks him doubts, what he will answer, what will his answer be for this. So he can leverage AWS SMEs to answer this. That is something we can provide.
So that's absolutely fantastic. So students, whoever is watching it, trust me, like this kind of hand holding that this special program is providing you is fantastic, fantabulous, and mind blowing, I would say. Because when being a part of AWS user group, so many things we actually learn from our UG leads or peer-to-peer networking people, or by ourselves. But over here, they have actually structured everything for you, where a person is there to help you if you are lacking somewhere in knowledge that you want to deliver as part of your event that you're hosting. You have a SME, you have user groups who are going to come ahead to help you. So I would say, Mustafa, that's actually a fantastic program. And thank you for answering that question. So I guess most of the queries you have covered in terms of this step-by-step incremental growth that you are showing as part of this activity that is being performed in Cloud Club. So one my last question would be, Mustafa, that everyone would be asking for sure, that transfer club to next captain. So suppose if I am a captain, okay. So I guess to being a captain, I have one, two, three, 6 steps that I have to complete. After doing everything, then I have to transfer it to next captain. What does that mean? And how if I am a cloud captain now, if I transfer it, so what is where I am going to be? What would be my position if I am out of the cloud captain position that on which I have worked for this entire program?
Yes. So also this answer will answer another question, that how long can you be a captain? So the primary requirement of being a captain is that you have to be enrolled in a university. But still, there's a limit, that once you are a captain, you have become a captain for 12 months, considering that you are doing all the activities. So you are a captain for 12 months. And if you have been very active and very regular in doing your events and hosting all the workshops and seminars, there is a possibility that we can increase your tenure considering you are still a student. So let's say you become a captain in your second year and you are still growing and you have a lot of audience with you, we can go ahead and extend your tenure after 12 months. It is possible. So you don't necessarily have to transfer the club to the next captain, but you can increase your tenure. That is one part. Second part, let's say you are satisfied with your tenure, 12 months is enough for you. So what you can do is that you can train another captain, and that captain will be taking the lead of all the things that you have been doing till now. And once that captain is doing everything, you can be a support member, you can be helping that person, and you can pursue another goals that you have. Maybe you want to become a community builder, so that's what the next step is. Once you become a captain, you can graduate and you can start applying for the community builder program. Now the community builder program is like a, a captain program for builders and developers. So once you have all the experience, you can submit all that experience in the community builder application so that you can become the community builder next. But again, that's a separate program. But that is what we encourage. After captain, you can go ahead and become a community builder. So yes, you transfer the club to the next captain, and then you go ahead and become a community builder, and then become a supporting member of the captain, who is the current captain.
Great, great. Thank you. So I think we can move ahead with next slides because I have a lot of questions and we can have it gradually one by one after each of your slides so
Yes,
that
yes,
people
sure.
get, instead of someone not coming ahead and asking the question, let's get that clarified from our expertise
Yes,
that
yes,
what
sure.
kind of questions the students might have.
So moving on to the next slide. How do you apply for cloud clubs? So anyone who is watching this can go ahead and scan this video, scan this QR code, as well as Dheeraj will paste a link about where to apply. You can go ahead and click on the link or scan this QR code and go to this website. This gray box will stand out. You can see this gray box. You can click on apply now, and you'll be redirected to a form. Fill the form, fill it with all your experiences. I have two suggestions for this place. Please be very genuine on whatever you feel. Whatever your experiences are, be very genuine about it. Be honest about it. So type it out and be honest about it, because if you're not honest, then in the next rounds we will know that it is not accurate. And second thing is, don't use any tools or don't use any AI tools like ChatGPT or any other automated tools that is not original, which doesn't generate original content for you. So don't do any copy paste, don't reuse any other someone else's content. It has to be your content when you fill the application form. So please make sure that happens, and please keep in mind that we are open to 10 regions right now. That is Australia, Bangladesh, France, India, Ireland, Mexico, Nigeria, Pakistan, UK, and US. So for currently we are open to these 10 regions, which again begs the question: what about if I am in a country where I want to open a cloud club, but it is not listed in these 10 countries? So the answer to that is that we are still going to open in more countries. So for that, we have an interest form. Once you complete this, once you click on apply now, if your country is not listed, you will also have an option to click on a link that is an interest form. You can go ahead and fill the interest form, and if we have a lot of interest from your country might be the next place or next region where we will launch cloud clubs.
Thank you, Mustafa, for sharing that. Mustafa, one quick question over there. So this is like you can say this is a kind of pilot program or startup program, which is
Yes.
actually going to gauge the response or feedback from students that by taking which we can make this program more better or more comfortable to students so that they can have work on this program parallelly along with their college and schooling, whatever they are doing, right?
Right. Also, this is a very selective program. Cloud clubs, we are going to make a very handful of captains. It won't be like uh, the bar has been set very high. So the captains who become captains would be very knowledgeable and very community oriented, and they will be very student focused. So you can be rest assured that the quality of captains that we release will be very high in all the regions.
So from your thing, I got a question. So for example, that my question would be how cloud captain will be allocated region wise or local community wise.
Yeah.
So, for example, suppose in India there are different states. So it will be state wise or city wise. So, for example, right now I am from Maharashtra. So, is it cloud captain would be on Maharashtra level, or in Maharashtra there are specific cities that you guys would be covering, like for example Nasik, it can be Pune, it can be Mumbai.
Right. So my team, the people that we work with, the five people we have, and AWS as well, we are highly focused on removing bias. We don't want to know which state you are from. We don't want to know where you are from. We remove all the PII. Every information about a person is removed. We only focus on the answers, and then we decide if this person should become a captain or not. If all your answers and application, everything is awesome, and we feel that you are captain material, you become a captain. Then we don't think about that. Let's say this region automatically got 50 captains or 5 captains or 10 captains, but we only focus on quality of captains. If a specific region has maybe 3 good captains, but a region doesn't have a single quality captain, we won't try to take away the opportunity from the 3 captains and remove one captain from all the 3 captains and just create 2. We'll try to be very fair about it, that if you have the knowledge, if you have the skill, then you become a captain. So we won't be biased in any way, that if one region is left out, we won't purposely be leaving out the region. It's just that we did not get enough quality applications from that region. So we when you fill the form, you will realize that there is no way to identify which region you belong from, only except the country. Except the country, we won't know from where in the country you applied or where you come from. So that is something we are trying to remove the bias and be very fair about it. So to answer your question, that how would you be decide? We won't be deciding. We will just be making good captains, and then those captains will be deciding where they want to do their events, which college they want to do their events. So that's the answer.
So, so for example, suppose in Pune, I am part of one college that is DY Patil. So
Right.
okay, so over there I am the Cloud Club captain as per the program. So what if there are other colleges in Pune itself? There is big colleges like Symbiosis, MIT, this kind of colleges.
Right.
So in one city, for multiple colleges, there can be a different cloud captains based on college level, or
Right.
it should be only city level.
No, college level. So let's say, let's take example of Pune itself. We have colleges like Symbiosis, VIT, and DY Patil. Okay. Now there is captain in DY Patil, but there is no captain in MIT and VIT. Okay, for an example. So a club cannot be made in VIT and MIT because there is no captain on campus. A captain has to be there on campus. But let's say MIT also has a captain, VIT also has a captain, and DY Patil also has a captain. There are 3 captains that have been selected. All the 3 captains can open a cloud club in their respective colleges. Once they open their clubs, they can even cross collaborate to conduct events. Maybe the MIT captain can take all of their audience to VIT college, VIT events, and collaborate between them. So yes, per college one captain, but we have some flexibility depending on the situation. Let's say that the club has grown very huge. It's not the captain alone is not able to manage all the audience. Then that part comes where he can train the next captain, and then 2 captains together can lead the club. Now there are some metrics and there are some rules about that, but that is open for the captains. So once the captain is made, we can discuss about that. That if there should be another captain on the campus, if it is required.
So Mustafa, one more question on this same point. So for example, suppose if I am the captain of my college, that is DY Patil, and I have one more captain, which would be Vishal or Toshal, any one of my friend. Okay. So do you think, suppose if we as a student community from college have grown from 20 to 100 or 200, right? So two
Yes.
people or one person handling it, do you think that is a feasible solution, or there is again, you guys have a roadmap where you introduce volunteers also as part of this program, where these volunteers can work with the cloud club captain, giving him more strength in terms of managing the events and organizing it.
Well, that's a very good question, because only a person who conducts events and does community events knows these questions that you asked. So yes, the answer to that is that once your club grows, I understand that no matter how experienced you are in conducting community events, a single person cannot manage it. So that person can start creating more captains, but he cannot do it on his own. He can train them so that once the next captain applications open up, they can generate more captains. So a campus can have more than one captain, but only on requirement basis. In scenarios where you say that we have 200 people to manage, then more captains can be made, but that is only based on the scenario. So if there is a requirement, then more captains will be made. Apart from that, the captain will have their club, right? So the in the club, the captain will be training other people. Let's say Dheeraj is a captain, and there are two more students. Although the club is big, the club is of 50 people, but not everyone is interested to become the next captain. But let's say Toshal and Vishal are ready to become captains, next captains. They can be the volunteers who will help Dheeraj. And once the next application of captain opens up, Toshal and Vishal can also apply for the captain program. So that's how volunteers can be gathered.
So, volunteers, see, right now, the answer that you have given, it is, a kind of creating a co-captain, you can say, okay. But what my question would be specifically is, we have one captain, okay, but always with the captain, you require some volunteers.
Right.
So,
True.
what kind of, is there any plan or any naming convention which would be, applied to this volunteers, like
There
student
is
club volunteers or that sort of thing?
there is something that is coming up, but because we have not launched it yet, I cannot talk about it right now. And
Okay.
there are benefits for them as well. We have
Okay.
different
Yes.
perks and benefits. Just like if you see this roadmap, there is a
Mhm.
separate roadmap for the X persons that will be there with the captain. So that is also a different. Maybe when it launches, we'll be having another video about that similarly.
Okay.
So, but that is in the pipeline. That
Okay.
it is made, but it is not released yet. So there's that.
Yeah, because why I was asking is, so for example, suppose right now uh, I am working as a captain, Toshal and Vishal is there, they are working as co-captain, but there are few people. So suppose if two people come front, they said that we are passionate to do it, but we don't want to hold that position. But yes, we are happy to contribute based on our availability. So suppose if any of my other friends comes in, Sandeep comes in, Avinash comes in, and he says that Dheeraj, we also want to contribute, but if someone is contributing, he wants to be listed somewhere, or it should be known that yes, he has been a volunteer. That is the reason I was asking, because it gives them a kind of feeling where they feel special, that even though they are not captains, but yes, as a volunteer, they are able to contribute to the community.
Yes. Yes.
So let's move ahead, Mustafa. Then,
Okay. So what are the other ways that our team, academic advocacy team, and AWS will support you once you become a captain? So these are the benefits that we have thought very carefully, because I was part of a lot of student programs in the past. I was leading a lot of programs. And as a student, I thought that these are the necessary things that a student requires the most. Every time you talk about any student ambassador program or any student program, everyone is trying to focus on what will be the swags that we get. Will we get a bottle? Will we get a jacket? And we are not trying to focus on the materialistic swags. Again, we will be providing those, but that is not the focus. We are trying to shift that focus from career based swags that will help your career. That is what we are trying to focus on. That is what our motto is. So these are the ways how we will support you. Student symposia. We will be providing you resources and SMEs who will be helping you in hosting student symposia. So, for example, there is a student symposia a student has hosted, and they want to conduct topics on machine learning and web development. Then we will be providing you the network who will help you conduct this symposia. There will be bespoke workshops via the learners library. Now, these bespoke workshops are small workshops that you can host for 2 hours or 3 hours. These are short term workshops which you can learn immediately, like it doesn't take much time. They'll be very easy to digest. You can learn in one day and then deliver it the second day. Those will be the resources that will provide. Career coaching is very important. That is mock interviews and resume reviews. As I talked before, once you have someone to review your resume, you have some assurity that when you apply for a job, this is how you make a resume. My first resume when I first applied for a job, like I everyone remembers that they applied somewhere for the first job and they remember their resume. My first resume was of 6 page. I thought that if I show my resume as 6 page resume and it has so many skills and everything, it would get selected very smoothly. But to be honest, I did not get selected anywhere at all with that 6 page resume. But in my first job that I actually got, uh, my resume was of 1 page. So yes, it is very important that you have resume guidance and then mock interview guidance. You have a lot of questions when you attend an interview. So these mock interviews can help you crack the interviews. So that is career coaching we'll be providing. We'll be providing you dedicated Slack rooms for captains, and these Slack rooms, it's very important that you create your own network. And if you have a network with the captains of other campuses, then you can boost your event and you can get more audience for this. Regular all hands. These all hands is important to create a bridge between the captains and the academic advocacy team. That is us. So if this bridge is regular, then you can ask for help and seek help whenever you want. We will provide you special training opportunities. That is, let's say if a few group of captains decide that we want to become expert in machine learning, can you please help us? Then that is where we will help you. We will bring you trainings and specialized individuals who can personally train you on machine learning or any technology or domain that you have decided. There will be something we'll be launching. It is called Cloud Club Camps. It will be coming soon. So when it comes, I'll talk more about it. So we'll be providing those opportunities as well. And then cross club collaborations. While we took an example of DY Patil, VIT, and MIT, 3 colleges in Pune, and all of the 3 colleges have captains and clubs in them, then they can collab and create a much bigger event. So we will be providing a platform to do that. So I'll move on to the next slide. Any questions,
So,
Dheeraj?
for example, suppose now there is a collab, like collaboration for VITs, invoices, and DY Patil, as you said. So you would be helping if you want to host a big event. So this is again going to be what kind of event? Is it going to be a summit kind of event for students, or is it only again have to be in some college only,
It
or is
has
there? Yeah, yeah,
it has to be in a college.
college.
So that's what, if you're a captain, you have to do everything that you have inside a college campus. That's the grassroots of it because it is a student driven program.
Thank you.
So moving on, this is the QR code. I would say not just save it. It's the QR code for Student Hub. We keep on updating anything that my team does. So in the near future, we are visiting Singapore, and in Singapore, we are going to do a lot of events. So if you are in Singapore, then please do attend these events. But to know more about them, you have to come to this website, the Student Hub website, and even to apply to become a cloud captain, you can come to this website and apply for it, as well as learn other resources. So please save this website and this QR code, and then you can learn anytime.
So Mustafa, this is the same website link
Yes,
that we shared, right?
correct.
The first one.
Yes, yes, the first one. Yes.
So what about how about sharing, going ahead and sharing another link for captains?
Yes, yes. Please go ahead and share the link for captains.
Yeah. Can you just speak about that, what exactly this link is, or you can just, if you want, you can open and show
Oh, okay.
by
So
any chance if you are comfortable with.
yes, yes.
So let me show that specific link. So guys, this is a link that Mustafa have shared for the captain's program, that the cloud captain program that he's talking about. So please make sure to go to this link also. This might give you more information in regards to this program. So this is actually the application form, that direct link that he has provided, in which you have to provide your details from where what all things needs to be added. So Mustafa, if by any chance you can just have a walkthrough about what exactly this form is and what information it is expecting.
Yes.
So
Is the AWS Cloud Club captain application midstream?
yeah, just give me 1 minute. So I will find this. Yeah.
Yeah. Just 1 minute. Uh, yes, sharing again.
Okay. So I cannot see it yet.
Give me
Wait.
just 1 second.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. It's so Mustafa. Over to you.
Yes. So if you can see over here, we have mentioned all the necessary details, that what is the program, if you have doubts, what you can do, what is our code of conduct, and this disclaimer: please note, AI generated applications will be rejected. That is very important. So we have asked for basic details like your name, your email address, and the region from where you are. And in case if you are from a region that is not listed, we also have an interest form for that. So it is here. I'll send this to Dheeraj. Dheeraj, I have pasted a form in the
Yes. Yes.
chat.
I got it. I got it.
Yeah. So that form is specifically for the regions where we have not launched the Cloud Club programs. And you can visit this link and show your interest. Once we have gathered enough interest from a specific region, those will be the next regions we'll be launching Cloud Clubs in. So you can select your region, and there are questions like, are you enrolled in a program? You can say yes, no. And if you're not enrolled in a program, you can answer accordingly. And we have asked the year of graduation because, as I said, you have to be a student or you need to have a graduation date to become a captain, as the tenure is limited. You have to show your interest, why you're interested in Cloud Clubs, and your relevant education. um, so why relevant education is because we want to know that if is even if you are a mechanical engineer, it doesn't mean that you cannot become a cloud captain even if you're a civil engineer. So because I'll give you an example. I have done a diploma in mechanical engineering, but right now I'm doing a computer science job, because although I have a degree in IT, but still your background doesn't matter, your passion matters. So if you are passionate enough, you can show it over here, you can write it over here, that although I am from a mechanical background, I have done this, that, or I am aiming to do this and that. That is what you can do. You can show your relevant skills and certification. So uh, in case if you have any technical skills or specifically certifications, if you have done any cloud practitioner or any SA certification, then you should mention it over here. And you also need to express your interest. As I said, you can be from any other background, you can be from electronics or you can be from civil engineering, but if you aim to do something, you should mention it over here, that what will you be aiming to do in the first 3 months as captain. And then you can tell more relevant experiences, what makes you qualified to be a captain. And then there's a disclaimer, so you have to be above 18 years to become a captain. So yeah, there's that.
Okay, thank you, Mustafa, for sharing that. So, Mustafa, my question in regards to this cloud captain application would be: is there any duration? So, for example, suppose if I become a cloud captain this year, so is there any renewal duration or something, for this
Well,
specific program, or it is for the entire? So, for now, suppose if I am graduation, okay, if I'm in
yes.
first year, I have 2 years. But if I'm not in first year, I'm in third year. That means I have 1 year or 6 months also.
Right. So let's say I will answer this in three parts. First part, about duration. The application is only open till 19th of February. So that is one duration that you have to keep in mind. That go ahead and apply as soon as possible, because applications will strictly close on 19th of February. Second, duration of a captain. As I said, the duration is limited to 12 months. But if you perform exceptionally well, I'll take this scenario as a first year or second year student. You are in second year of your engineering. You have performed exceptionally well in your second year as a captain. Then we can think about increasing your tenure from 12 months to whatever extra months there are. That is one part. Let's say you are already at the end of your third year, or you have already completed half of your fourth year, and you have hardly 7 months to graduate or 6 months to graduate. Don't worry about it. We would really love experienced people, experienced students to come and apply for this captain program, because I believe that you have worked hard for the 4 years of your engineering, and you can impart that knowledge better than anyone else. So if you are soon to be graduated, let's say in India, as we see, I generally graduated in August or September. So if it is February, if you are graduating in July, you have 5 more months. You can become a captain, do whatever work you want, and once 5 months is complete, now your 12 month won't apply because you have graduated. So your tenure would end after 5 months. But you don't have to be sad about it because honestly, once I graduated, I did not leave the advocacy work that I used to do. I used to still go to colleges, do workshops, seminars, and everything that I used to do as a student. I did not leave that. All my weekends were purely dedicated to this work, even though I was a working professional. So just like Dheeraj, he has graduated I think 10 years ago, but still he is doing the same work till now, even after 10 years. So that's what this means, that even if you are graduating in the next 5 years, you don't have to be sad about it that I have to leave the captain program, because there are opportunities like community builder program, AWS UGs and heroes that you can become part of and then again contribute back to the community. So yes, the duration, that's how it will be.
Thank you, Mustafa, for answering that. So, Mustafa, we have a question from Vishal. So, what Vishal is trying to ask is for first year students, they might not have prior experience of AWS or any this similar kind of programs. So, for this, can these kind of students can be considered who don't know anything about AWS, but yes, they are watching to get into it and achieve the knowledge.
Yes. So having prior knowledge to AWS is about AWS is good, but even if you don't have knowledge about AWS, you don't have to worry about it, because all that matters is passion, right? So if you have the passion to learn, then you have to exhibit it. That yes, I am very much passionate about learning AWS, or let alone cloud computing. I am very passionate about cloud computing, and this is what I want to do as a student, as a captain. So yes, you don't know about, I'll take my example. Once when I got into cloud computing, I was in the third year of my mechanical engineering, and I did not know anything about cloud computing, but I took 6 months to specifically learn about it, and I was already a student ambassador of a specific program. So that's how you have to show your passion. You don't have to worry about if you already have those skills, but if you have those skills, well and good, that's a good thing.
Okay, thank you, Mustafa, for answering that. Fantastic question, Vishal. So, guys, if you have any more questions, please don't wait. Go ahead and type in your questions in the chat. Mustafa is here to answer your question specifically. So, Mustafa is actually doing a lot of live streaming sessions to help you guys that so you understand what exactly this program is, and he's also promoting it so you can make most out of it because he is one of that guy who has actually benefited. So he, as you said, that he was doing mechanical engineering in diploma, then he went into IT background. So that is he himself is example which shows that there is no uh, not a thing which can hold you back if you have a passion to learn something new, or if you have a passion to change your technology or to change uh, your studies that you're working upon based on your you know the further roadmap of how you have to go ahead and your specialization that you want to achieve. So I guess there are no further questions, but yes, I have a few more questions. Mustafa, for you, I hope you don't mind.
Yes, yes.
So uh, as I have seen, I am a AWS community builder. Okay, I joined last year. So in AWS community builder, also students are allowed to apply. So we have AWS community builder. We have AWS user groups also. So over there is no restriction that a student cannot be a part of this user group because he is a student. That is one more thing. So why exactly we have brought in this student cloud club program if we already have two existing program? How what is the difference
Yes,
of for the specialty of students?
yes. So if I ask this question in such a way that AWS UG Pune is hosting an event, is there an assurity that every single person in that event will be a student?
No.
Because if you want to do that, then you have to create an event where you have to put the title, this is only student focused event. You have to mention that. And then again, I understand that you might have a huge network and a good contact of networks and everything, but you will have those network in the developer community, in the industrial community, the professional community, or maybe one or two colleges. But what we are trying to focus and create is completely student focused community. Now students have contact with all the other universities, They have friends all over the, I would say world, because when I was a student, I had contacts all over the world. So they can upskill other people as well. I, staying in Mumbai, can do a live stream and teach people in, I don't know, Nepal. So that's what this is about. That's when a student is hosting an event, they can leverage all the student audience. Second thing I feel is that now community builder, the people who are community builder, UG leads, heroes, whenever they host an event, there is a level of understanding of the content that is being presented, and that level of understanding is apt for the audience. Now the audience is developer audience who already have industry experience. Let's say you are teaching on how to make an API, and that API will be used on some XYZ AWS service. But when a student is sitting in that room, they don't even know how to start up with the console. That's where the beginning is, because they never learned about cloud computing in their college. So the next 3 hours that they'll be sitting in the workshop will be completely not useful for them. Maybe they might learn something, but they won't. The absorption rate will be very less. What we want is 100% absorption rate, and for that it has to be very student focused and student driven. So when I say that an event is hosted, an event can be conducted by a captain and assisted by a community builder. So that's how the touch of a developer will come in, and the the smoothness of the communication between the student and the host will come in from the captain. So that's how we are trying to create this student focused programs.
Okay, so that's from your answer. Have one more question. So, for example, you are saying a student is conducting an event. So, this events, like for example, AWS user group is doing it is open for all. So, these kinds of event which are student led, it is not open for all. It is only for students.
Well, honestly, it is open for all, but developers or industrial professional won't come to a student focused event because they would think that this is something I would do in 1 minute, and they are doing a whole workshop of 8 hours for this.
Okay.
That's the difference. We are going by very baby steps. So even hosting a website, I'll be honest here, I can host a website in 5 minutes, writing the code, deploying it, and making it live under 5 minutes. That is what I can. But when I conduct a workshop on that, I require 6 hours for that, because first I have to explain how HTML, CSS, and the backend JavaScript or PHP will work. That will be on local machine. Then I have to explain what is cloud computing. Then I have to explain what services of cloud computing helps in hosting an event, and then I have to explain the collaboration between both. And that doesn't end. That is just the 50% of the story. The rest 50% starts when the troubleshooting starts. My website is not giving a response. It is not being hosted. It is not visible in Nepal, or region constraints. There are a lot of problems that occur. So that's why the thing that you can do in 5 minutes, a builder can do in 5 minutes. A student requires 3 hours to do that. And if it is open for all, and if experienced people come to this event, it will be not very. They can come as helpers. They can come as guides, volunteers. They can come as mentors. They can come as speakers, but they cannot. They won't be happy to come as audience, because that is something they can just do it in 5 minutes. So that's what the difference is. It will be very level 100 and 200.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for answering that. So, what I understand is right now we are making a category. So, for example, yes, I have also seen. So, in last user group, one guy came in and he said that guys, you are talking about big tool, bigger supply chain, a lot of things, and we students we don't understand what exactly it is. So, I what I am understanding is basically we are creating category of you can say a beginner, advanced, sorry, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So, for example, so when it is going to be a student-led program, it is actually going to be a beginner. So, you,
Yes.
you that is the basic understanding which will automatically come in, right?
Right. Right. Right.
So that will be level 100. So
Yes.
that other so UG level they can actually focus on doing on 200 or 300 levels because they
Yes.
already have a program where 100 level would be covered, right?
Yes, 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 correct. I will. My first community event about AWS, or any AWS community day, was first in Pune. That was my first event ever. So when I came to that event, and I was watching all the technologies. Now I have been learning about cloud computing for a long time, as well as AWS services. But still, there were a lot of sessions that were really very difficult for me to understand. I had to open my laptop and my mobile to search about it, to read about it, and quick 5 minute introduction on what that person is doing, because that person is already doing the application and I don't even know the introduction. So that is what happens in huge events like community days. The level is already leveled up to match the learning speed of the audience. The learning speed of student is very slow compared to that. It's beginner speed. There are some students who are very fast. There are some students who are very experienced. Well, we have you guys for that. We have community days for that. They can just come and attend a community day and satisfy their thirst for knowledge.
So one last question before we wrap up. So what I'm trying to understand is this student-led events which are going to happen or whatever camps or anything. So is there any specific pattern? So for example, as AWS user group, we can do it virtual also and we can do it physical also. But for student-led program, what is the focus? Is the focus more on to in-person events or is the focus more on to uh, virtual events?
We want to be very supportive of the captain, because it is a student driven program, as we said. So we will be giving that choice to the captain. If the captain is comfortable in doing in person event, that is what will support him. If the captain is more comfortable over camera, then he or she can go for virtual event. Some individuals, I will say about myself, I am not a very big camera or a virtual person. I am trying to become. See, this is the live stream that I'm attending with you. My first live stream as a these are my initial live streams with you as an AWS employee. So I'm trying to become a video person, but I am not a video person from a long time. So yes, it depends on the captain. We are giving that liberty, whatever suits the captains.
Thank you, Mustafa. So, guys, I don't see any questions, so I think we are good. So, if you have any questions, don't worry. You can just go ahead and you can reach out to Mustafa on LinkedIn or Twitter. So, he would be happy to help. And Mustafa, I would really like to share my gratitude towards you for coming ahead on the platform and sharing your experience that how exactly this program can impact them and how it is going to help them in terms of being a student, students who are applying it, right? How we can fill the form, what you should not do while filling the form, what you should do while filling the form. So these kinds of actual things are very, impressive. So I would like to seriously, give a applaud for that for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me over here. It is actually a very good thing that I am a student advocate and student is my audience, and I would be very happy if we get a lot of interest from students to become captain. And if you have any doubts, I have Tiraj, I have pasted my Twitter and LinkedIn as well in the chat. You can, if
Okay,
you can
let me
circulate it.
share that
That would,
right away to the audience.
yeah. So please feel free to reach out to me. Um, and yes, thank you for having me here.
Okay, that's okay. So, Mustafa, just give me 1 minute. I will share your Twitter ID right away. Yes. So that's the Twitter ID, guys, for Mustafa. If you want to reach out to Mustafa, please go ahead and you can reach out to him, and definitely he will, he's the first person who is going to reply you and walk you through that what exactly you guys want to know about. So that's the perfect, helping hand Mustafa is.
Yes, thank you so much.
So let me share the LinkedIn. Yeah, I got the LinkedIn ID also from Mustafa. So guys, I'm pasting that also in the chat for you. Okay. So this is what I have viewed on the screen. So this is the LinkedIn page of Mustafa. If you would like to reach out to know about this program, feel free to go ahead and reach out to Mustafa. So, thank you, Mustafa, for joining this live talk. It was an incredible experience having this talk with you, where you spoke about this program, shared the insights about how this can impact a student. This can help them, you know, go through a professional and personal increment in terms of their college life, contributing to AWS communities.
Yes.
So, before we close, any last thought that you would like to share with your audience who is here to see you?
Well, I would say that first of all, I would like to thank the audience and thank everyone for attending and asking questions. I like questions because that's the most interesting part of a live stream. So, thank you for that. And second, uh, I know that India has a lot of potential. We have a lot of students over here, and we are always very driven focused. We are always driven about technology. I can see that passion in the students. So I would highly recommend that you go ahead and apply, but don't get disappointed if you don't get selected, because as I said, it is a very highly focused programs, and we will be keeping the selection very restricted. It will be very selective. So don't be disappointed if you don't get selected, because we'll be opening the next round soon. How soon? It will be very soon. But please don't be sad about it that you did not get selected. We will create a lot of opportunities, not just once, not once a year, but it will be a good frequency. So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned on the website that I had just published about the student account.
So, Mustafa, with your last takeaway, I have one last question for you. So, this is actually a very good question. That see, for AWS Community Builder program, every 6 months the application is getting released, right?
Right.
But for this program, there is no frequency which is yet decided that it would be released 6 months or it would be released yearly for intake of new people.
Yes. Well, there is a timeline that we have decided, and there is a bracket for that, but we have not released that bracket yet. It will be a surprise, just how this program was a surprise. It was launched on 6th February, and for that, you have the students who are interested in becoming captains. You have to engage with the existing captains that are there, and they will also keep you updated when the new captain applications open up. So that's how you will get to know that captain applications are open up.
So, guys, if you want to know, you have to, watch for this program, get inside this program, and get all the insights. So that is the interesting fact which will pull you towards this program. So if you want to know, go ahead, apply for it, get selected, and yes, you will know everything in details. Maybe sooner or later, you might be the person who will be sharing that in front of other audience, helping them by doing a hand holding. So thank you, Mustafa, and thank you, people, for joining this live talk. I hope there was a lot of things which you are taking away from this live talk with the knowledge shared from Mustafa in regards to the AWS Cloud Club program. So
Yes.
see you soon, guys. Have a great day ahead. Goodbye.
Thank you so much, Dheeraj. Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
Mustafa. Bye.
Bye.